I'd like to call the meeting to order and the Mims County Development Corporation meeting and the annual meeting, Audit and Finance Committee.
So what we've got are these policy reviews. They were sent to you via email with the agenda and the minutes. We are not recommending any changes to these policies. We just need to reaffirm them for this year. We can change these policies at any time during the year or throughout the year, but at this point in time, we are not recommending any changes today.
Any questions, comments? Hearing none, I'm gonna entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
Governance Committee.
Next set of policies, also still in the same guide. All of these have been in place. I'm just looking to reaffirm them as well. No suggested changes at this time.
Second, all in favor?
Aye. Thank you. The Maureen already put out the confidential evaluation of the board performance.
You had these at the last meeting.
Yep.
We have to do them annually. I am missing one. They're confidential, so I don't know who I'm missing. But if you don't remember taking this last month, I've got one for you.
We need it. And you can turn it in anonymously after hours. Sign it under our door. Yeah, so we're trying to track that last one down. The review of the Paris report, I just kind of went over with you. This is a summary sheet that's in front of you, the big long 11 by 17. Not looking for any approval at this particular time, but if you have any questions, please let us know. It's got a tremendous amount of information, thankfully gathered all in one place as opposed to 50 pages. So this summary makes it awfully nice. So that's out for you, or in front of you. The appointments and designations are in the packet. It's this last page that looks a little like this. An org chart shows all the board members. We are boards in common, so you do, when you join up, when you sign up for us, you join the IDA, the LCDC, and the CRC, so we will be approving these for the other organizations as well. But at this particular time, we're talking about the appointments, which the public information officer will be me, as well as the procurement officer, our auditor is Bonadillo, the official newspapers, the LCN. And legal counsel, I think we got George on here, Jake, no offense, but Underberg and Kessler, I guess, is the court piece to that.
Right, George is no longer with us. And so Erica is going to be the main. I'll fill in while she's gone, and as well as Andrew's going to be helping as well.
All right, so we will put Erica Elliott in. 2 T's on her.
I think
I have a business card upstairs.
I think it's 2L Elliott and 2 L's and 2 T's.
2 L's,
I
2
think.
T's.
Yeah, and I think 2
So-
K's.
Looking for an approval for IDA with this, with one correction, George Van Nest is not on legal counsel. That will be Erica Elliott at Underberg and Kessler.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Carried. Thank you.
And we expect Erica to be back June or July.
Okay. That ends the annual meeting.
Yeah, the monthly meeting.
Monthly meetings, minutes of February 7th were emailed out. Corrections or changes?
Hearing none, intend motion to accept. Move. Second, all in favor? Treasury report.
Treasurer's report, P&L's in front of you. We're looking at some interest income for the months. This is January and February, by the way. So we got 2 months worth of interest. That's the rental fee for the Dansville Industrial Park is under services there. We did have some expenses over the last 2 months, some renewals of dues and subscriptions. We do renew a stormwater permit that we have for James Steele Industrial Park and Dansville Industrial Park. That's the 110. Some special district taxes that we pay to Mount Morris, to Sparta, and to Emma. We did have some professional expenses and utilities, much of which are associated with the prison. It's been a couple of cold months over there, so we could use a little warm spell to ease the burden of running a lot of heat. But at this point in time, we're trying to keep it warm. We do have some audit fees in there, as well as some professional expenses, which are typically kind of engineering type expenses that are associated with, again, the prison. Danforth doing their review of the HVAC and their report back to us, which I will have more for you at the next meeting. So tough month, but we're still in good shape. Tough months.
Any questions? Hearing none, I take a motion to accept. Motion. Second. Second. All in favor? Aye.
Thanks. Maureen, you want to take civic, sir?
Yes. Did they have this in their packet? No, okay. I will walk you through this proposal. Civic Serve is a cloud-based platform that we're taking a look at. We're very interested in purchasing this and using it. It really would be our overall project management system for the office. It's capable of application intake. So any loans, any grants, any IDA incentives, folks would go onto our online system and apply through that. It has the capability to score applications. We can invite contributors in to help score applications. So when we have loan committee reviews, grant committee reviews, we're able to let people right into the system and access the information they need so that we have clear documentation of all of the scoring rubrics and of the selection. It will replace SurveyMonkey for us, which we're currently paying for separately, so that we are able to survey businesses, collect data, all of our annual reporting requirements, which ultimately is what feeds into these Paris reports, asking companies for updates on job counts, pilot payments, any sales tax exemptions. So what this really is doing for us is taking things that are currently being tracked in a million different places on a million different spreadsheets and really bringing it all to one location. It's going to really help with continuity in the office, succession if need be, to make sure that the processes are all very clearly outlined and all information and data is in one place. Another thing it's really going to help us with is to start to formalize a business retention and expansion program. So we are obviously constantly out talking to companies, large and small, but the data from those meetings isn't necessarily all getting captured somewhere so that we can analyze it, start to see trends and really prioritize who we're out there talking to and what programs we're building to assist them with the needs that we're hearing about. So that's going to really help us to start to do that. And as we build the office and gain new staff, we have more manpower to get out there and work with these companies. So that's going to be a huge help. So I will say we've been looking into these types of systems for years now. We've been limping along with a few different, we tried Monday was one, and we're currently using TeamWave. These are lower costs. We're paying about $500 a year. They do not have nearly all the bells and whistles we're looking for. And we've looked, on the high end, we looked into Salesforce. It's great, but it's not built for economic development. So it was a little bit of fitting a square peg in a round hole. And that was upwards of $50,000-$60,000 a year.
Yeah.
This one is going to cost us, we're looking at a cost share between the IDA and the LCDC. It's 15.3. So we're looking for $7,650 from each agency. There is a discount built into that, which will remain with us for the life of our contract, a pretty significant discount. It is a $25,000 a year cost, and this is bringing us down to about 15. So this will get us access to the platform, all of the add-ins that we need to run the business retention and expansion program, take in the online applications, all of the IT and assistance that we need for setup, building out the process. It also talks to GIS. So we'll be working with planning to make sure all of our available buildings and sites can be mapped on there and connected with projects. Really kind of a one size fits all for everything we do in the office and managing our programs. So happy to answer any questions. I can pass this proposal around if anyone wants to take a closer look.
Yearly fee on that?
It is an annual fee. Yes.
Lauren, you mentioned the life of the contract. How long is that?
So technically we can choose to enter into a year to year. The amount of work that's going to go into setting this up and the data that it's going to hold, I mean, we would intend to continue using this. Absolutely.
It's an annual contract, so 12-month terms, but again, we're looking at it as a long-term solution. So to say that this is a one-year commitment would be false. We're looking at longer term.
Yeah.
Any AI with that?
Good question. Do you remember? I don't. Yeah, I don't think so.
Upcoming. I mean, is that going to be included down the line, or is it going to be an extra?
Certainly a possibility.
Good question.
Yeah, that is a great question.
Chautauqua just converted over to or is in the process. They're 2 weeks into it, converting over to this platform. Maureen got a demonstration from them early on, kind of brought it to our attention. I got a demonstration from them at the EDC conference. I think this is something that's going to get bigger within our industry throughout the state.
Yeah.
It's a one size, not one size, it's an efficient economic development platform
Yeah.
built for economic development.
Yeah, it is the only platform we've found that's specifically built for economic development. So they understand our reporting requirements with the tax incentives. They understand what we ultimately have to report back to the state, the authority's budget office. So they're building this to collect things appropriately so that we can convert that
Yeah.
over. Yeah.
How would the efficiencies, primarily the savings? It's not gonna cut anything out that we're already doing.
It's gonna cut out Team Wave, it's gonna cut out Survey Monkey, but those are minimal, about 500 a year.
Not
Where you're
too
really gonna see your savings is, I mean, this is going to guide the day-to-day operations of our office, so it's staff time. It's taking us a lot from paper to digital, allowing more remote work, allowing us to access everything we need from anywhere.
There's a portal. I don't know how it works. They didn't necessarily demonstrate it online, but they can allow shared use by our attorneys
Mhm.
who could go in there and actually pull out applications or cost benefits or whatever that they might need at a time when they might be calling us to send them a scan of it or whatever. Instead of that, they can go in and pull the file right out. And be named as a user. So we think that it's going to save us a lot of time. Better yet, it's going to be organization. As Maureen said, to say that we have a couple hundred spreadsheets is an understatement. And having it all in place with applications that directly feed things all online. On the paper, yeah.
Everybody's in favor, I'm gonna entertain a motion to approve this contract.
Motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. One thing I do have to do is kind of revisit, this was back in September, at September 6th meeting, under like a discussion item. You guys gave me authorization to negotiate out a price with some parameters and direction with Jim Garner. I never brought that back in October, telling you that the negotiations went well and we were able to get a signed agreement with him at a certain number, which was $24,360 for the 2.468 acres that he's taking over at lot 16. We're ready to close this thing, except for the fact that that authorization was not memorialized in the minutes. So I need to affirm that that's the sale price and that you've given me the permission to go forward and part the red tape and close this thing.
So would that be lot 16 or?
Yes, that is
this-
lot 16.
This 21 will do on another.
21, we actually do have, we have confirmation. I looked back on that,
So
the
we
December
do.
minutes, and that's for Kleiss, and it is for 80,000. We did approve that in the minutes, so, we're good on that one. I was gonna affirm them both today if I didn't have proper authorization on Kleiss too, but
you do.
I do have that one, yeah, and Jake has got that in his possession.
And I'll get that to Andrew.
Great. So this one's just on Garner for 16.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Carry.
My only notes on that were that Andrew's working with you on the property sale first, right?
Andrew is working with me on the property sale for 16. Yes, that actually, I think they're planning Tuesday for that. So, we will make sure that that's reflected. If you could let him know that that's been authorized, that'll give him everything he needs to do.
Okay, great.
Okay. I went through the Gateway Agribusiness Park with what we're doing with Armstrong Milling and the grant funding sources that we're looking for. So I'm good with IDA.
Any questions for the director? Hearing none, I adjourn this meeting till, we're gonna change that April 4th to probably, the 4th, Friday in March.
We're looking at March 28th for a meeting on the audit, as well as submission of Paris and any other business that might come in by then. And then I would cancel it. Which makes it convenient because we've got National Main Street
Yeah.
right after that.
That's it.
I'll move that. What would you say, 24?
28th.
All in favor? Aye. Okay,
Meeting with Moon.
industrial.
March 20th. Yes. April 4th.
Good on the IDA. You're going to open LCD